Hi, this is Stan the Tree Man. I'm coming to you from the bank of the Licking River in Covington, Kentucky, as part of the Licking River Greenway and Trail system down here. I've been involved with a reforestation effort since 2009 when we removed the invasive honeysuckle bush, and I realized the greenway wasn't real green. So I started on my own initiative planting seedlings and other native species to try to get some green and growth down here to help stabilize the shoreline. This is Licking River. It floods. We're in a floodplain. Right now it's at pool, but guaranteed within a month or two it will be back at flood stage up here, and this will be underwater. We're dealing with erosion issues like a lot of wetlands around the world and the United States. This area is prone to slippage. So as part of the effort to try to reclaim some of this ground, or at least not reclaim it but hold it, I'm planting native species. One thing I've found out, it's really hard to get stuff to grow in a floodplain in an urban environment. I mean, really hard. So I take my opportunities when they come. An opportunity came yesterday. I was walking on the upper section. I noticed they did some excavation work for wrapping up their ongoing project, Sanitation District, SD1 as we refer to them. It's finally done with their water retention outlet discharge project. But that's a whole nother subject, which we're not going to cover today. But one of the things they did was clear out some native trees up on top, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But I was able to utilize some of the remains of a sycamore tree, the seed pods, which I'm going to collect and I'm going to distribute on the upper area up there. And hopefully they'll come in the spring and grow. I mean, they're free. I got time. It don't, so hey, what the hell. But well, anyway, if you like the videos, you know the drill. Click the subscribe button, and you can watch the future updates and see if these little suckers do grow. I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm in an urban environment. Anything can happen and will happen. So we're gonna walk on over there and then get to the site. Meanwhile, I'll show you a little bit of what we're talking about down here is the area. To the left over there is part of that Sanitation District project. If you can see across the road, them little orange ribbons fluttering around, those are some of the native trees I put in a couple years ago. Well, actually, the last 10 years really, but some are doing better than others. Some survive. A lot of things can wipe out the seedlings, including humans, which is one of the biggest problems I have. Like I said, part of this is a wetland, and this is actually, I believe, a native pond here. I talked to some residents been here for 100 years. Well, their grandparents were here, not them, obviously. But they have pictures of it being a pond back in the 1900s, so it's been around a while. So we're going to go up on top of this rock pile, concrete pile, and I'll show you what's going on over here. This is property that is private property that the city has no control over, and a guy was trying to build it up out of the floodplain, hence the concrete. Okay, so we're reaching the top of this little summit here. We're only up 20-foot elevation, but as you can see, I did quite a bit of excavating back here, flattened it out, cleared off a lot of the native trees, and of course it looks like a moonscape now, which is typical. I'm not exactly sure. Here's some of my seeds I put in last night. I'm not exactly sure if there's plans. Oops, here's one that didn't bust up. And we'll do that right now. See, that's all there is. See the little fuzzy balls? Boom. Be free, little guy. So you spread a few thousand of these around. I'm thinking something's got to come up, right? I mean, right? tell me, right? So I collected these off that down sycamore tree, and here I'm going to give you a peek here. Yeah, I got a whole bag of them. I hope that showed up. So anyway, the plan is to put them along this outer edge all the way around, in the hopes that if they do blacktop or put gravel down or do something on the site, that this area will be left undisturbed and give these trees a chance. And if a lot of them come up, hey, that's great. Then I'll wait until next winter and thin them out. When I say thin them out, what I mean is I'll transplant them down to along the shoreline. And if that, just use that as nursery stock. So, they're not going to go to waste if they come up. That's for sure. There's plenty of areas along the water line down here that really could use some sycamore. Sycamore is a native species tree, and it likes wetlands, lowlands, bottomland type area. So it's perfect for this environment. So we'll see. I want to wrap up with a few closing thoughts, particularly about the sycamore trees and the seed pods, and why I think they're a good tree to start off with for a project. Maybe for like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, something of that, or even an at-home thing, after-school thing for your kids. You can collect these sycamore pod seeds from public parks, public area spaces. Sycamores drop their pods, seeds, from September to probably on March. So, they're available. You might have to look around for them, but they don't drop all at one time, which is pretty genius of that species, to ensure that the species continues, in different types of weather and environment. But what I like about them, they're perfect for lowland, wetland, bottomland situation, environment. They're fast growing, and they will hold the shoreline up. So, I mean, all you have to do is look, and there's plenty of places where you could pop one of these in the ground after they're sprouted. You can start them on starter trays like tomato plants in your basement, or you can just spread them, on the field or wherever your site is. I've collected quite a few today, so I get while the getting's good, and you can store these, put them in freezer bags. They're good for 5 years, keep them dry. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna start it at home, but I'll have them on hand. So maybe in June, when it warms up and the germination period is more suitable for germinating, I might put them out then some more. They germinate in 15 days, and it only needs 80 degrees temperature. They do not need to go through cold storage process, is what we refer to as stratification. That's not necessary for sycamores. Now, with other species like hickory nuts, acorns, red oaks, white oaks, just those kind of tree seeds, you have to store them in a cold storage for like 90 to 120 days. You don't have to do that. These you can plant immediately. That's a big reason to use sycamore. And they're readily available. So moving on. So why am I doing the videos? Well, I've been down here on Licking River on the Greenway for the last 10 years trying to do a reforestation project on my own. And sometimes the city is with me, and sometimes it seems like the city's against me. But I'm still here, I'm still at it. And I know from the school of hard licks on what to do and what not to do down here. I made some mistakes, and some things did not succeed. Other things have done quite well. So I like to share the pointers that I've learned from 10 years in the field, getting my boots muddy down here, not just books stuff, but actually out here doing it. But and you know, maybe you'll find a little humor in the videos, something to lighten your day up a little bit. I mean, you just never know where my video is going to go. I can promise you that. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, it's a blast. Like I said, sycamore trees today. That's the topic, and hope you enjoy and come back for more videos. This sycamore tree is bulldozed, but it will live on. So I guess that's the moral of the story is, you know, some things might seem like it's an end, but maybe it's a beginning. Or I'm getting deep on you. So time to pull the plug today. All right. Have a good day, folks. See ya.